Welcome to the Hour of Power radio show. I am Ryan, and here are Mike and Matthew.
Here.
Yeah. Same sound.
Wow, beer must taste really good. All these really cold cakes that just kind of have really effects. So I'll say, yeah, probably it's good. That's true. I know how to what I noticed as I was watching you and Mikey doing the show a few weeks ago is that the music really takes off. It's pretty cool. Done by Eric Meyer, friend of the show.
Hooray!
Welcome to the Hour of Power, everybody. No matter when you're watching this, if you're watching this live, if you're watching this on YouTube or Ustream or however you might be watching, welcome. This is the Hour of Power, so we're going to be taking a shot of beer every minute for the next hour as we talk about sports and hot girls. But we don't have a thing to drink to. So, Ryan, we're going to need you to help us out with that one because this is the wrong laptop.
Yes.
So, yeah, I have my program too.
All right, yeah.
So we can just do that. So while you're watching, please send us in any questions that you might have. The email address is hourofpowershow@gmail.com. Let us know that you're out there. Let us know you're listening. Even if you're watching this not live, send us an email. Let us know that you're out there. Ask us any questions you have. And I think that's it. So starting out this week, I think I had a good superhero question for you, but I can't remember it. Oh, yes, Superman Returns is Batman. The new Batman is
Dark Knight Rises.
The people from Inception in it.
Right.
There's the girl and there's the guy.
Right, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes.
Yes.
So what do you think about those two? They haven't said too much about who they're going to play.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Christopher Nolan loves him. In fact, he loves them both. He could drink.
Oh, damn it.
He couldn't wait to work with them again, so he's really excited about that. Apparently, the girl is going to be playing board member for Wayne Enterprises, and she really wants Bruce Wayne to get back into his philanthropy roots because that's what his parents were really involved in the movie. And then they want, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is supposed to be playing a beat cop. But in spoilers that are going around online, they also say that he is part of Talia al Ghul's gang or whatever. And so maybe he is one of those bad beat cops. So I'm not really sure how it's going to work. But
I would, because you think, I mean, he's a pretty big name. He's been in some good stuff. So to bring him in just as a beat cop, I think might be a little bit wrong. I think
Right.
they probably have something bigger for him.
Right. Yeah. He probably will end up having a bigger role than is originally anticipated. But I mean, you never know. I mean, like Eric Roberts in the last one. Drink.
Excellent.
Sorry, I'm just going off this one. How close are we?
It's all right. It's going to start here soon. About
Okay.
5 seconds.
All right. So we're close. Eric Roberts in the last one didn't really have a big role. Jai Michael White didn't. Some guys like that. I mean, they're decent names and stuff, but they'll just have little cameos and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, but either way, it adds to the credibility of the film. It adds, more quality actors. So that's always a good thing.
I agree. It should be really cool. We're excited, and I kind of like starting off with some Marvel news. It's pretty fun.
There we go. And I also came up for a name for our mock draft that we're going to be doing, since we're going to kind of be mimicking Mel Kiper and Todd McShay. I figured we could call it the Viper and McGay segment.
Viper McKay.
Viper and McGay.
Viper
Yeah.
McKay.
Yes.
I'm assuming I'm going to be the McKay.
Yeah, I'm Viper.
Okay.
How do you not see how this works?
If we were gay, that is how I'd see it. Okay,
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay, so today the draft starts 1 week from tonight. So in order to help prep you guys on stuff that really will have no chance of happening, aka our predictions, we're going to go ahead and run through our mock draft. It's going to be a 2-part segment because either we'd have to take all day today doing it, or we can just divide into 2 shows, and given the feedback we get, the second half is always the better part. So we're going to go ahead and accommodate you guys on that one. One note is that we'll actually be running this during the draft next week, unless we want to run it on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, I think the draft doesn't start. I think it starts at like 6.
Yeah.
So we might try to start a little bit early. Our goal is to not see the draft next Thursday night because we're going to be watching it on Friday night, where we can drink heavily as we watch the picks going down. That was the biggest problem with them switching it to the Thursday nights. I mean, they're trying to capitalize because it's such a huge deal, and starting at Saturday morning was great.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Oh yeah, and so, but it was getting so big that they needed to capitalize it and make more money. So they put it in prime time, Radio City Music Hall. I mean, it's just turned into something really big. The only problem is that now it's harder to drink to because we all have to get up and go to work on Friday. So,
Not me.
jerk. There's that
For all y'all.
for all y'all. So, so that was very difficult. It's been a difficult transition for me. Last year we had bowling, so that made it a little bit easier.
This is true. Except it'd still go on TV, and then we get text. So I'm going
Yeah.
to turn off my phone on Thursday night, or just text anybody that would text me about it, saying no talkie, no talkie.
No talking.
Or if you're
Exactly.
watching this, no talkie.
No talking. So yeah, so next week we'll lead up to the draft. We'll talk about stuff coming up to it. But when it gets to the actual draft, we're going to be turning off ESPN.
Right.
I mean, we're probably not going to be able to do Street for the Cash next week.
No. Oh, yeah, because it may have.
Maybe I'll do it on my phone.
Yeah. However, we may have to have Ryan test it to see if it has any draft pick or draft picks in it.
I think that's probably a good idea.
So, but other than that, we can do it. All right. So we'll do the first 16 picks today, and then we'll do the second 16 picks next week. And me and Matthew both came up with some mock drafts, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You did a lot more than I did, but that's cool.
It
I'll
happens.
kind of come up with mine as we're going.
All right.
All right, so we're going to take each team, right? So you be one
Right.
team, I be one team.
Okay. Yes. Oh, or yeah,
Or do you want to both be?
yeah. Let's just both go through ours because it's.
She should know that I'm on a radio show right now.
Come on. This way, it's just because otherwise, if you take my picks, then it screws up my whole mock draft, and then I'm effed.
Well, that's true, unless because what happens if you're on a team and they take your pick right in front of you? You have to adjust on the fly.
Well, you don't ever see duo mock drafts, so you don't see McShay saying, "All right, Kuiper picked this guy for the Panthers. Now that only leaves you at this." They do their own individual mock drafts. So if we're gonna make
Well,
make
that's
fun of
true,
them-
but I have heard them do that. They do that on their radio show. It's like they take one team, the other team, per guy takes the other team, and then sometimes they do trades. But I think that'd be a little complicated. For
All right,
us.
we'll do that then. We can
No,
do
no,
it.
I'm
we
fine
can
with
do
it the other way.
We can do it. We can do it. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and let you take first pick then.
Okay, so I get to be Fox.
You are the
and
Carolina
I'm
Panthers.
McShay as well, because Todd McShay, McKay. Okay,
Yes.
I was trying to work on a good impression of him. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, gotta talk up like this. He kind of goes. He's got a weird sounding voice. All right. So a lot of people are going to say that we're going to take Cam Newton. A lot of the insiders are talking about it, how they are looking for him. I completely disagree. I think that they're not going to go for him. I don't know who they're going to go for. Let's see. See, a lot of people say they're going to go for him. Yeah. All right, we need a lot of help. If I'm just starting out as the coach. I'm John Fox now. I'm just starting out at the coach.
John Fox is coaching the Broncos now.
Oh crap! Yeah, who's over there now?
Ron Rivera.
Oh yeah, from Chicago. Ron Rivera. I'm Ron Rivera, and I'm just starting out, and I can't go with the quarterback because I'm going to be tied to him the whole time. So I'm going to go with Michelle Darius to start this off with. And I know that's going to screw up other people, but that's going to leave Cam Newton open. But I can't be tied to a quarterback who's only been playing for 1 year.
Fair enough. Are we still going, by the way?
I don't know. Maybe Kim Colling messed it up. Kim Colling messed up everything.
Yep.
Hopefully she's not watching. Resume. Okay. It's going to go off in a couple of seconds. So anyone who might be watching right now, playing along,
Yeah.
it's a long break in between this one.
All right. So you picked Marcel.
Can you write this down for us? I picked Darius.
All right.
I did screw you up.
You did. All right. So now with number 2, the Denver Broncos, they're not going to pick Marcel Darius because he's already off the board because somebody's a dick.
But if you were going off of what you thought, we'll just mention that you thought that they were going to take Cam Newton and you thought they were going to take Darius.
Right. I did. So now if Marcel Darius isn't around, Von Miller doesn't really fit for him because they're going back to the 4-3, and he's a 3-4 rusher. They don't want to take a quarterback, so that takes out both Cam Newton and Blaine Gabbert. I think that they end up taking Patrick Peterson out of LSU.
Oh, wow.
If Darius is off the board, I think that's who they end up going with.
I've seen a lot of people saying that he's going to drop as far as the 49ers.
Possibly, but I don't know. I can't see him dropping that far. He's too good.
Okay.
So
Who is that?
Peterson. All right.
All right. So then I'm up next with the Buffalo Bills. Okay. So Cam Newton is now still on the board. And what they're going to be looking for is they got a guy who's been there a while. They could use something to kind of jump up on. So I think that this is a good place for Cam Newton to go. I know that they have a couple of good quarterbacks, but if he's falling and they can get him for a 3rd pick overall value, this could be a good value pick for them. If they're going to go on like best, well, they're not going to go on who's best on their board because Cam Newton's pretty low. Got it. That tastes pizza-y. And so I think they're going to go with him, and I think that that's going to give him some time to develop because Fitzpatrick or Fitzgerald? Fitzpatrick is there, and he's been doing pretty good, so it'll give him a little time to grow. It gives him some time to get into the system. I think that if that's the way it plays out, that's who they'll take.
All right, I agree with you on that one. Before we get to number 4 and the Cincinnati Bengals, we're going to go ahead and take a short commercial break.